Hello creatives. Today we're going to be doing 9 different countries in this travel journal that I made for my friend's 30th birthday. If you missed the process video, I will include it in the card above. It'll also be in the description. However, so here I just went over the table of contents in a fine liner. We are going to start with South Africa. I brought out all of my ephemera that I printed off of my own computer. You'll also see, I will show you a sheet of paper that I printed of the different flags for each country, and I used that, here it is, and I used that to put in the little square shown there, as you see, as a check mark as to this country is where she has been. So like I said, we're starting with South Africa here. I'll not be talking during the entire video, but I'll kind of do a brief little saying at the beginning of each spread that I do for each country. So again, this one's South Africa, and this is when she went cage diving with sharks in Cape Town area, I believe. So this is what she did here. She actually had to book it twice because the first time she went, she actually did not see any of the great whites. And then when she went the second time, she was successful with seeing the sharks, which is pretty great. So this one's actually pretty quick. The ephemera stuff that I put on the top are basically little things for each country, as just a little kind of symbol showing for each country. So I kind of spread out the ones that we're doing today. Not sure if you can see them, but I'll be including them in certain spreads. So here, the next one we're doing is Tanzania, where Tanzania, she did the Mount Kilimanjaro climb. Here I'm pulling in these pictures that I actually put on. I gave them a background of just scrapbook paper. You'll see that I actually do this on spreads further in this video as well. Next here, we're moving into Asia. The first one we're doing is actually Cambodia, not China. I messed up here a little bit. I started actually even putting the pictures down on this page, and then I actually moved it over to the left side. The sticky squares that I'm using unfortunately still stayed on the right hand side, so you'll see that I just use scrapbook paper to put over top of it so that the pages don't get stuck together. So like I said, this is Cambodia, and when she was in Cambodia, this was part of her trek that she went to for about 3 or 4 months. She was in Southeast Asia. You'll see more of the countries coming up as well in this video, but she went to the Angkor Wat. She also has a video of this travel. I will link it in the card above. Definitely suggest you check that out. It's a pretty good adventure, and she gives you some tips and pointers on what to do if you plan to travel there. So definitely check that out. Next here, we're doing Indonesia, where apparently I said that I wasn't going to be talking during this video, but it seems as of now that I'm mostly talking. But anyways, so this is Indonesia, and she went to obviously Bali, and she went to the Komodo National Park. I did a lot of flippies and flippy outs of the tip-ins is what they're called, and I play with them a lot. You'll see it was very satisfying to do. Next up, we have South Korea, and I actually only have 2 pictures for this one. This was actually just one of her layovers. So she actually did a free tour around South Korea. So that was definitely pretty cool. Next up, we have Nepal. Here, she actually completed the Everest Base Camp. You'll also see the picture in the bottom left corner is from the Lukla airport, I believe it's called. And if it's not the most dangerous, it's considered one of the most dangerous airports, which I find really cool. And she had no fear on going there and going to this airport. So she's definitely pretty brave. And again, had no worry in the world. Something, just another thing to check off her bucket list. Moving on to the Philippines, here she was part of the Southeast Asia trip. Here she went swimming with whale sharks, which again was probably top things to do on her bucket list, and she was able to complete it. She has a YouTube video of this as well. I will link it in the card above. Moving on to the second last country for today's video, which is Thailand. Here she stayed here. This was the main reason she went and did her Southeast Asia trip. She did her dive masters at the Koh Tao dive master something or other, but she was there for, I believe it was 4 weeks that she had to do to get her certificate to be a dive master. Last but not least, we move into Vietnam. This was one of the spreads that had the most pictures, I believe, that I printed out, and I printed them out all larger than I probably should have, but I was able to make it work where I was able to include all of the pictures that I printed. I just used a lot of tip-ins and added in a bunch of different washi tape, or used a lot of washi tape to make it possible to have all of these pictures included, and to also leave some space for her to journal about her trip here. When she went to Vietnam, she actually traveled here as a quick little week stop after she did the Everest Base Camp trek. actually, before you go, once I finished this flip through, I actually realized I normally like to do little doodles on each of my pages. So here I'm just going in quickly with a little bit of doodles on each spread, and then this video will be completed. If you made it this far in the video, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. I'll leave a link to Nikki's YouTube channel in the description box below, Dame Untamed. Please like, subscribe, comment, do all of the things, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!